Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. China has joined Russia in opposing further NATO expansion as the two countries move closer together in the face of Western pressure. President Vladimir Putin is in China ahead of the Winter Olympics. Moscow and Beijing issued a statement showcasing agreement on a raft of issues. In the long-written document, the countries accuse NATO of espousing a Cold War ideology and also says they are concerned about the AUKUS security pact between the US, UK and Australia. India's official COVID-19 death toll has crossed 500,000, a level some data analysts said was breached last year but was obscured by inaccurate surveys and unaccounted dead in rural areas. The country, which has the fourth highest tally of deaths globally, recorded 400,000 deaths by July 2021 after the devastating outbreak from the Delta variant of the coronavirus. Some believe the figures were much higher. Rescuers are still desperately trying to reach a 5-year-old boy who fell into a well near the Moroccan city of Chirfchaouen on Tuesday. The boy, named by local media as Rayan, is believed to have fallen about 32 meters through a narrow opening. After days of digging, there are just 3 meters to go, but soil erosion could make this step the trickiest. Rescue operations, led by Morocco's Civil Protection Directorate, have been ongoing since Tuesday evening, even going through the night. Despite suffering a significant fall, footage from a camera lowered into the well showed that the boy remains alive and conscious, though he appeared to be suffering from some minor head injuries. Scientists in South Africa have made a copy of the Moderna COVID vaccine, a move which they say could help boost vaccination rates across Africa. The continent currently has the lowest uptake of COVID shots in the world. Moderna previously said it would not enforce the patents on its vaccine, allowing scientists in Cape Town to make their own version of it. Dramatic drone footage from Chile has captured pictures of wildfires burning through natural parklands in the country, devastating over 1,000 hectares of land. According to Chile's Minister of Agriculture, the fires in Tierra del Fuego province have been spurred by dry wood on the forest ground and strong gusts of wind. The Chilean National Forestry Corporation reported the fires have already affected 1,235 hectares of forest. The most divided Olympic Games in decades has got underway in China as Beijing becomes the only city to host both the summer and now the winter Olympic Games. After all countries had paraded out into the Olympic Stadium, the opening ceremony played host to a spectacular light show with fireworks marking the end of the opening speeches. As well as tight COVID-19 controls, the Games are fraught with political tensions over allegations of human rights abuses and boycotts. Senior officials from the US, UK and more than a dozen other governments have boycotted the Games. But the IOC chief said the Games should be a time for people to come together despite their differences.
The Olympic torch and the Olympic flame are a symbol of peace and understanding, and this is why it gives so many emotions.
Meanwhile, hundreds of protesters from China's Uyghur Muslim ethnic group have demonstrated in Istanbul, calling for a boycott of the Winter Olympics. It's over China's treatment of many of their minority. Many of those who gathered on the city's seafront waved the blue and white flags of the independence movement of East Turkestan, a group Beijing says threatens the stability of its far western region of Xinjiang. And finally, a massive collection that traces the experiences of African Americans is hitting the auction block.
50 years ago.
For over 60 years, 90-year-old former teacher Elizabeth Meaders has amassed the collection that still fills her Staten Island home. The items document the African-American experience, starting with slavery and featuring civil rights posters, Ku Klux Klan products and items from black public figures in politics, sports and entertainment. Guernsey's auction is based in New York and is selling what they say is over 20,000 items of black history memorabilia and artefacts. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to Channel Studios in Lagos.